The Nintendo Switch was graphically underwhelming in March of 2017 when it launched. It definitely is now 5 years later. When you're on the go with the Switch, you're looking at a 720p image, which isn't a huge deal because it's a 6.2-inch screen on the standard and a 7-inch screen on the OLED, so the pixel density isn't that bad. It's not a very big screen. However, when you dock the tablet, and yes, the console technically is a tablet, the base canvas becomes 1080p. So that look at me, I'm better than the neighbor's 4K TV you have in the living room that's, what is it, at least 65 inches, am I right? Yeah, you're Breath of the Wild or Mario Kart looks all blown out on that screen. I understand. And the thing is, 1080p is the cap, the limit, the absolute best that the dock can be. A lot of times in dock mode, games like Metroid are actually running 1600 by 900p, or dynamically fluctuating in the back, but not really touching 1080p. So are we absolutely screwed? What do? We gotta burn our consoles and move over to PlayStation and Xbox, or what? Strap a 3090 Ti to the back of the Switch? Nothing that drastic. We're talking about external upscalers today. You plug this into your HDMI port and then into the console, and this does the video processing before it gets to your TV or PC monitor, whatever your display is. In essence, upscaling the image from 1080p to 1440 or even 4K, lag free, so that 60 hertz you're getting from the Switch, you're still seeing, except instead of jagged edges of 1080p, you're getting processing on board these little stick of gum looking ass devices to smooth edges, pump in anti-aliasing, and upscale. A quick disclaimer for my audience, the Stallions and Stallionettes, this adapter was sent for review, but this is going to be an honest, comprehensive review. I haven't been paid or told to say anything about it, so if there's any cons, shortcomings, or areas of improvement, you're going to hear about it, so these companies can make better products over time. I think the best way to structure this video so we're not dancing around is to talk about what these adapters are, what they can do for your Switch, what they aren't, so what they can't do for your console, and then how you can use them in conjunction with an MClassic adapter to get even better results, which is how I've been using it. First of all, what these adapters are not going to do. They're not going to make the native resolution of Switch games 4K. They're not going to change the graphics so substantially to where it seems like a brand new console, like a Switch Pro or a Switch 2 or anything like that. What it will do is clean up a lot of the textures and also make it to where a lot of the outlines are a lot cleaner. However, again, that's not native from the game. That's the already base 1080p image upscaled to 4K. That in combination with the anti-aliasing of the MClassic smooths out a lot of the jagged edges that you get with the Switch, despite a lot of the magic that Nintendo Studios were able to do with games like Breath of the Wild. Not so much with Pokemon Arceus, Jesus. If you wanted to pause the box to read some of the key features, you may do so now, and it does have a little diagram on, not that side, this side over here that does explain how to set up this adapter, but of course I'm going to walk you through that. Inside the box, you are going to have your adapter held in this plastic cutout, a little thank you card with a QR code on the back you can scan if you need any customer support, little instruction manual, pamphlet, or brochure. English is the only language. Decent font, easy to follow, got some pictures, not color, but very informative, does walk you through how to use this bad boy. Not bad. You have a little HDMI jumper, which does have a dust cover on this end, the male end. As for the adapter itself, it is a lot larger than you would initially think. For size difference, it's about 2/3 larger than an MClassic, or the MClassic is 2/3 the size of this is what I mean. One of those. This is a status light as well as a button. Nice little tactile click there. Awesome. So we've got the Switch hooked up to a capture card. Actually, the capture card that's usually hooked up to the PS5 back there. As you can see, the Switch has got an HDMI cable ran all the way down the desk. Probably not the most efficient or convenient way to run a capture card, but it's okay. I can look at this monitor right in front of me and play the Switch. That's my OBS. We don't need that. There it is. This is a great, grand, wonderful spot for the camera to be sitting here. We've got the grass here, plus you've got that vista off in the distance. You've got that mountain line. I'm assuming that's mountains. It just looks like a lump of mashed potatoes or a squeezed tube of toothpaste. Kind of what we've come to expect from that underpowered Tegra CPU in the Switch. Underpowered 5 years ago and underpowered now as well. I'm not bashing that console. It's a great console, just savagely underpowered processing and graphically wise. This is what the image is going to look like natively with no graphical buffs or enhancements. Let's remedy that immediately. So this is going to be setting 1, which is low 4K enhancement. I repeat, low 4K enhancement, whatever the fuck that means. There is no low, medium, and high. You're either upscaling to 4K or you're not, but this is low. So this is medium mode. You got to double click to engage medium mode. I don't really see a difference. Let's go to triple tapping for high mode. Let's get high. I'm an idiot. You don't have to double tap or triple tap or any of that. You just press once and that's going to cycle through the modes. You press it once, the light's off, meaning it's a bypass mode. It's just going to be your native resolution of 1080p or whatever the native resolution is of the console you're using. In this case, it is a Switch, so it's going to be 1080p usually. Sometimes it dynamically fluctuates down to 900p like in Metroid. But anywho, you press it once, the blue LED light's going to be dim. That's mode 1, low 4K enhancement. Press it again, the light's medium brightness, it's medium mode, and then press it again. Gets a little brighter, really medium and high. It's very hard to tell the difference between the light's brightness. It looks the same, but I can definitely tell a visual difference. Looking at that light green tree dead center screen to the right of my character's head, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in or crop in with the enhancement on high and then with it off. But first of all, I'm gonna make my OBS a lossless video capture because I got the horsepower in my rig for that. Never mind, it's already been in lossless video capture for the last couple months, I guess. I just forgot that I did that. So that's with a high video enhancement and with no video enhancement. So watching back that footage, I definitely noticed more of a difference to my ocular cavities IRL in real life in comparison to the footage, but it definitely does make the image look better. We're gonna go ahead and use it in conjunction with the MClassic now by daisy chaining. Dang, daisy chaining. Dang. And this is with an ugly game. No offense. Wait, full offense, Game Freak. Y'all are lazy over there at that studio. Jesus, that looks super way better, brighter, vibrant, cleaner, sharper, more poppy. Now I'm just throwing out buzzwords, but it does look a lot better. First of all, we need to take just a second to admire the fact that both of these adapters are being powered off of this PS5 that is in sleep or standby mode. Thank you for your service today. So this jumble of wires may look pretty silly, but it's really nothing crazy. These two over here, these are the power cables. The MClassic uses a micro USB, as where the PhotoFast 4K adapter uses USB-C. If you are going to daisy chain, you're going to plug in the MClassic into your Switch dock. This is an aftermarket Switch dock, but I have tested these adapters with the stock standard OEM factory dock, same results. Then you're going to plug the 4K PhotoFast into the MClassic, which will not fit directly. It's going to bump up against that micro USB cable, so you are going to need to use that included extension cable, and it will give you clearance. Now, to make sure that you do have both of these adapters properly engaged, I do have the bright blue indicator on the PhotoFast 4K, which means it's in high mode. And then as for the MClassic, you want that green LED indicator light. If you don't see that, there's a little toggle switch on the green LED light itself. Just give her a little wiggledy biggle. You need to see that green, you need to see that blue, and then your video quality is going to look just absolutely cornea popping. The plot thickens in a good way, as when I hit the overlay on my LG TV, it did indicate that now the resolution was 4K, not 1080p. And when I was playing games at 60 frames per second, it was still at 60 hertz display. So you're taking the 1080p 60 frames per second output of the stock Switch and upscaling that to 4K 60. Now, both of these adapters do come with a little jumper cable or a little extension in case there's any clearance issues behind your TV, or with both of the adapters if you are going to daisy chain them. Let's get these icky gross cons out of the way. It's a little bit big and bulky. I'd like if it was a little bit sleeker. Granted, I understand there's probably a lot going on underneath that shell, a lot of encoding pieces and whatnot. If they could make the next version a little bit more streamlined, that'd be cool. Also, both of these adapters are quite expensive. The MClassic is about $100. Granted, I've seen it on sale for about $80 on Amazon quite frequently. And the PhotoFast goes for $160 without any sales or promotions running. But still, if you're purchasing both of these adapters, which does provide the best results, in fact, very good results. We were running old Pokemon Arceus over here, which is by no means a graphically beautiful game. In fact, a pretty underwhelming title in the graphics department for the Switch, and it looked phenomenal. And I can definitely vouch for the fact that other Switch titles on my TV in the front room looked just as good, if not better, because not being captured through a capture device into my PC and all this other encoding crap and bit rates and all the, the words and stuff. Really all I got in the cons department. They're a little big and bulky, at least the PhotoFast adapter is, and they're both expensive. Having said that, I'm gonna roll right into the pros, which is also kind of the verdict all in one. If you play your Switch primarily docked, or I would say 70% docked or more, this is absolutely a good investment for you. However, if you are a player that's always on the go, foot mobile with your Switch, then this upgrade is simply not going to do anything for you. But if you play your Switch docked, this is an absolute no-brainer, a 100% recommend for me. If there was anything higher than 100%, it would be that. But this in conjunction with the MClassic, it really does make the Switch look like a completely different console when docked. Let me reel it back in there. It doesn't look like it's, the games are natively a different game or anything, but the resolution does look like it has been bumped from 1080p to 4K. Both of these adapters are linked in the description below, and I will see you Stallions and Stallionettes tomorrow. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at Gamer Heaven. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of Gamer Heaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding, starting June I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting Gamer Heaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily, all the time, 60% of the time, sometimes, most of the time. Peace.